What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to part 7 of our Pokemon SoulGold walkthrough. In the previous episode, we finished up everything at Olivine City. We have just found another hidden grotto, and as we have entered, we have found a Stardust item. Today's episode is more of an exploration episode, so it is a bit of a longer one, but we are going to cover some important aspects in the game and give you a few useful tips whilst we are exploring. We've just chatted to a hiker who's gifted us a rocky helmet, which is a really useful hold item, and you can also trade Zorua here for Rotom. I know there are a lot of Rotom fans out there, so if you've been looking, you can actually go and trade for Rotom there. Before we start off our adventure, I recommend that you add a Tinkatink into your team. We are going to need a Tinkaton later on in this video, and it's going to save you quite a bit of time in the long run. So go catch a Tinkatink, add it to your team so it can level up whilst we are exploring. We've just defeated a trainer, and our Quilava and Wartortle are both evolving. So this is so epic. I can't believe they've evolved this quickly. So we now have a Typhlosion and a Blastoise on our party. Our team is going to be way stronger. I know our new Pokemon still need a lot of training, but now that they have fully evolved, it's going to make things a lot easier for us moving forward. So this is how our team is currently looking. We've got Galarian, Slowking, Bishop, Typhlosion, Blastoise. We've still got a little Tinkertuff that we need to evolve, and then Annihilate. When our Tinkertuff evolves into a Tinkaton, we are going to be trading it for another Pokemon, and that is needed for the post-game. So instead of doing that later, rather do it now, whilst we are going to get a load of experience exploring and battling a whole bunch of new trainers. We've just arrived in a brand new area called Snowtop Mountain. It's absolutely beautiful here. There is a snowy scenery, and a whole bunch of new ice-type Pokemon can be found here. So if you are looking for an ice-type to add to your team, now might be the chance. We have found a big mountain that we're going to go and explore. There are loads of items for us to pick up in here, and there is a little tidal wave puzzle, so you've got to just follow my directions in order to reach the opposite side. Here you will find an ice stone and also a ladder going down to a brand new area which looks like a maze almost. There are a bunch of sliding ice puzzles here, but there are loads of valuable items for you to pick up. Some of the sliding ice puzzles are a little tricky, but nothing too difficult. We're going to try and collect every single item down in this area and see if it leads to anywhere special. So we are just exploring the bottom row at the moment, and we have found a Braille puzzle. So I think that has to do with the legendary Pokemon Regice. We'll come back to that in the post-game. We have battled another trainer, and now our Tinkertuff has evolved into Tinkaton. So it's all ready to be traded now. Once we have finished in this ice cave, we're going to make our way to a brand new town. I think it's called Rinto Village. So a lot of people don't know how to find it. I am going to show you guys how to reach Rinto Village. It's not too far from the Snowtop Mountain. We have also just completed the final sliding ice puzzle, and now we can make our way out of here. I think we've picked up every single item. So we're going to use an escape rope to save some time and backtrack down the mountain. We have already made it back down to the route, and if you remember, there was a little cave entrance that we missed. Inside you can heal up your Pokemon team, which is very much needed. And then if you head out the other exit, you will reach a desert area. So this is the desert that we need to pass through in order to reach Rinto Village. As you can see, there are some trainers here and some new areas to find some awesome wild Pokemon. We've just picked up an item called Safety Goggles. We're going to try and battle all the trainers here in the desert, and then we're going to show you one or two little secret areas too. We head up north, and if you head left, you will actually find a massive pyramid there's also a battle pyramid that you can take part in. So this pyramid looks absolutely insane, and this pyramid actually has to do with the Tinkating I told you to add to your party. The pyramid is completely shut, so we're gonna need to find a way to open it, and that's where Tinkaton is gonna come in handy. There is a scientist that's actually looking for a Tinkaton to help it open the pyramid. But now we have arrived in Rinto village and we've healed up our Pokemon at the Pokemon Center. And now that you have been here, when we do get the HM fly move, you'll be able to fly back instantly, which is going to be a massive help. Here we've just entered a house where you can train up your Pokemon stats if you have bottle caps, so that might be pretty useful later on in the game before we take on the Elite Four. We've just entered the Pokemart, so if you do want to stock up on any items, you can. If you chat to the second salesman in the Pokemart, you can buy some interesting TMs as well as Dusk Balls and Quick Balls, which are my favorites. So we did get a few Quick Balls. Now we have entered the next building, which looks to be like a museum. If you chat to the scientist at the top right, he is the one looking for Tinkaton, and he's willing to trade you a pseudo-legendary Pokemon, Meltan, which ends up being super powerful if you can manage to keep it on your team and level it up high enough to evolve into Melmetal. We make the trade and get our Meltan. It's called Brick, so we are going to keep Meltan on our team and hopefully get it to evolve a bit later on in the game. It does look really cool, and Melmetal is one of my favorite steel types. Not only have you gotten an amazing Pokemon, but now that the scientist has Tinkaton, it will help with the storyline in the post-game when you want to try and enter the pyramid. But now we're going to explore the rest of Rinto village. We will go to the pyramid and chat to the scientist before we leave, but there are a couple more houses here for us to explore. So we'll carry on. We can't head east just yet. We'll have to go down and explore that side later on in the game, but we can explore the rest of Rinto village. There's also a little body of water to the north, so you can surf across to go and pick up an item, which we will do shortly. We've also just received a TM from one of the guys by the shore. So now we're quickly going to surf across to that little patch of land, and here you will pick up a Magmarizer. That is the item you can actually use on Magmar to evolve it into Magmortar. So if you have been looking how to do that, now you actually can. But I think there we have completed everything in Rinto village, and we've made our way back to the pyramid, and the scientist is here now with Tinkaton. The scientist does tell us to come back a bit later, so I think you can only enter the pyramid in the post-game, but there is still one or two little things for us to do. So we've headed back to the desert, and this time we're going to explore the top side of it. You'll eventually find a little cave here, and if you enter the cave, you'll actually find a really cool Pokemon, a little Larvitar. So if you want to add Larvitar to your collection, you can battle it and try and catch it. Luckily, we did end up catching it. Tyranitar is an absolute beast of a Pokemon. But I think that's pretty much everything that we can do now in the desert as well as in Rinto village. So we're gonna go and explore a few other new interesting areas now before we proceed on with the normal storyline. So we backtrack all the way back down to Olivine City. We are now gonna try and make our way back to Cyanwood. Now that we have completed everything in Olivine and up north, we're going to try and take on the next gym leader and hopefully get another gym badge. So our team has gotten quite a bit of training from all of that exploring. However, I don't know if it's going to be enough. We'll just have to see how strong the gym leader actually is. We've reached Cyanwood, and there are a whole bunch of martial arts experts in this gym, so we are going to battle a few of them. We do have to use strength to move these boulders out the way, and it looks like the gym leader is Gym Leader Chuck, the fighting type specialist. So I think psychic type moves might be strong against fighting types. We chat to Chuck and get the battle underway. He's got 5 Pokemon on his team, and the first Pokemon he has sent out is Hitmontop. We do have our Galarian Slowking up front. We've knocked out Hitmontop, and now he has sent out an Annihilape. And I know very well how strong Annihilape is, so we have to be very careful against this Pokemon. Most of our Pokemon are between level 40 and 45, and most of Chuck's Pokemon are at level 45, so some of our Pokemon are underleveled. However, our Blastoise has just gotten rid of Annihilape, and now he has sent out Minchao. Our Galarian Slowking knocked it out, and now he has sent out a Phalanx, which has just Mega Evolved. So this is probably his second strongest Pokemon after Annihilape. We have sent out our own Annihilape, which caused a lot of damage, and now our Bisharp has finished it off. We are not looking too good, so we are using a Max Revive to bring Annihilape back, and now Chuck has sent out a level 45 Poliwrath. I'm hoping our Annihilape will be able to defeat it. And yes, we got the W. That was a really tough battle. I feel our Pokemon were still a bit underleveled, but we'll take the W. Now that we have got another gym badge under our belt, we can try and explore some other areas. And now we've just been gifted HM Fly, so that's going to make our exploration way easier moving forward. Now that we have Fly, we can just fly to any city that we've already visited instantly. So that's going to help a lot and save us a lot of time. Hopefully our videos will be a little bit shorter now moving forward. We probably have one longer video next, and then the rest of the videos should be a little bit shorter. So that will be a lot better, I think. But now we're trying to make our way to the Safari Zone. As you guys know, there has been a character who's been phoning us all the time, inviting us to the Safari Zone. And it is right here off Cyanwood, so we might as well go and explore it whilst we are here. We are also just exploring some of the route along the way. And I think some of it has to do with the post-game and legendary Pokemon, but there are a couple items for us to pick up here too. We just surf over to the last little area where we pick up a Flyingite. I believe that is used to Mega Evolve Flying type Pokemon. But I've got no idea what to expect for the Safari Zone and how different it will be. I've got no idea if it's bigger or smaller or what Pokemon we might find there, but I am interested to check it out. So now that we've explored the route just below where we need to go, we're going to go up the ladder and cross the bridge and try and reach the Safari Zone. There are a couple trainers to battle, so you are going to get some more experience and strengthen up your team. We've also just picked up a white flute item. We continue up north, and I think we have almost reached this little town where the Safari Zone is. We also pick up a few berries along the way. There are a few vendors at the town selling some interesting items, and also a grassy area or two with some amazing Pokemon like Eevee and Heracross. We continue up north and reach the Safari Zone gate, and now we can get to exploring. We chat to a few vendors. Here again you can buy some evolution stones and a linking cord. There's also another guy selling some items, so here you can buy a few TMs and also some items to evolve certain Pokemon like Porygon. There is an upgrade. The last seller is selling some different types of incense. There's also a Pokemon Center here to heal up your team, so we are going to go and do that, and then we'll enter the Safari Zone and go and check it out and see what Pokemon we can find. Hopefully we can catch a few bangers whilst in there. This whole Safari Zone area and the route in order to reach it all give me like a Jurassic Park vibe. It's pretty cool. I love the design. But now we actually enter the Safari Zone building where we bump into our friend, and he gifts us a Pokeblock case. So with the Pokeblocks, you can actually use berries to blend into special concoctions, and those can be used to strengthen your Pokemon or heal up your Pokemon. So here you can come and chat to a few people and you can get involved and blend up some berries. You do need that Pokeblock case in order to do so. So we will give it a go and just blend one berry, and then we'll try and head into the Safari Zone. It does look like there's a load of construction happening, so I really hope we can actually enter the Safari Zone now. We have started our berry blending session, and as you can see, it's like a little game that you have to click the button whenever the arrow hits your little red pointer. And our speed is just way too high, so we actually lost that. We came in dead last. So I do recommend putting your speed back to normal if you do want to try and blend some berries. Otherwise, it's going to be really tough. Ours just flew around like you can't believe. But now we're going to actually enter the Safari Zone. So we get 30 Safari Balls, or you can use 500 steps before your little exploration ends. So either whichever comes first. If you finish your Safari Balls, then it will end, or if you use up your 500 steps, it will also end. I am excited to see what Pokemon we find and how large the Safari Zone is. But I am seeing that a lot of the areas are blocked off, so I think we might have to come back in the post-game, and hopefully these areas will all be open. We've just encountered an Alolan Vulpix, which we have caught, so I do believe that all the Pokemon that you find in the Safari Zone now are all regional forms. So we've also just found a regional form Growlithe. So that's pretty cool. We are going to try and catch as many Pokemon as we can. I'm not sure how many different Pokemon there are in the areas we can currently explore, but we will try and catch 5 or 6 of them. If we keep encountering the same Pokemon, we'll just leave and then continue on and explore different areas of the map. I did spot a little section with some water, so I do want to try and surf over it and see what water Pokemon we might find. But the area is actually really small. We can't even explore all that much. I think we'll definitely have to come back later and unlock new areas, hopefully. Maybe it's tied to the number of gym badges you have, or maybe you have to come back in the post-game. We catch another Pokemon or two, but then after that we keep encountering the same ones. So I think we've pretty much caught all the easy ones that you can. We decide to leave the Safari Zone because we have gotten a decent haul of Pokemon. And now we're going to fly out and explore a different area. So I think we're going to fly back to Olivine first. I do want to go and change some of our Pokemon's natures. I did mention that in the previous episode. But more importantly, here in this house, if you have completed 15 tasks, you can come and chat to this guy who will give you a shiny Genome. And that is an item that can convert any Pokemon that you catch into a shiny type, which is absolutely epic. So you do want to keep it for a Pokemon you really love. If you do catch a legendary Pokemon later on in the game, you can use that shiny Genome item and convert it into a shiny form, which is absolutely crazy. And I think you might only get one in the game. I'm not 100% sure, but they are quite rare. So now that we have gotten the shiny Genome and changed our Pokemon natures, we have flown back to Professor Elm, who still wants to look at Togetic. In some of the first episodes that we did, we got an egg that hatched into a Togepi, and then Professor Elm wanted to check it out, but we never returned back to New Barktown. So we did keep Togepi in our party for a little while, and it evolved into Togetic. We have now moved it back to our party just to go and chat to Professor Elm and show him. And as a reward, he gifted us a shiny stone. So we probably could have gotten that way earlier on in the game. But now that we do have that shiny stone and our Togepi has evolved into Togetic, we can actually use that shiny stone to evolve it into a Togekiss. A lot of people really want to use Togekiss in the game, so we're quickly going to do that. We're going to use the shiny stone on Togetic and evolve it. So there you have it. If you've been wanting to know how to get Togekiss in the game, now you can. Togekiss is a really powerful Pokemon, but we aren't going to use it in our party, so we have put it back in the PC and swapped in our original team. And here, now that we are in Cherry Grove, we are going to try and surf across here. We couldn't surf the first time we were here, so we're going to see what else we can find. We just picked up a mystic water item from that fisherman, and if you surf across, you arrived at Route 32, so it's like a little shortcut. If you do cut down the tree, you will find another person who has a favorite day of the week. So you've got to go and chat to them and tell them what day you think is their favorite. For this one, it is Friday, and they'll gift you a poison bob. Now that we've completed that, we're going to fly back to Goldenrod City and explore another little secret area. When you head down south, you can actually surf here and head down south even further. You will eventually reach this little land opening where you will battle 3 trainers. The first battle is a tag team battle, and it's quite tough. Their Pokemon are all around level 33 or 34, so we're quickly going to defeat them. Our Pokemon are leveled up way higher, but I did want to try and get this out the way. This episode, we're just exploring and finishing off all the little loose ends that we missed. So now that we do have Fly, that makes things a whole bunch easier. But as you can see, our Pokemon are doing pretty well. They're getting a lot of experience and they've leveled up a ton in today's video. If you do have any questions about the game or you want to know how to evolve certain Pokemon, do drop us a comment down below and we'll try and help you with the answers. So we do want to try and build a really cool community here on YouTube where everybody helps each other. So that is the goal. We are going to now surf further down south and reach a brand new area. There is a legendary Pokemon in this area, but you can only get it later on in the game. So we have arrived at the South Shore, which is kind of like a secret area. We're going to just enter the house and chat to the guy. There's also an area called the Lost Woods, but we are not going to explore that yet. In the next episode, we'll continue on with the storyline. The next city that we have to make our way to is Mahogany Town, and you've got to reach that from Ecruteak City. So in the next episode, we'll try and make our way there and hopefully get another gym badge. But that's all it's going to be for this one. Thanks for watching.